Call me Reggie. That's the closest thing to personal information that you'll get from me, so enjoy it. I work for the mob. Or if the feds are reading this, I work for a small, family-owned business. Local, active in the community. You get the picture. I used to be an exorcist. Essentially, a glorified priest who makes home calls, but an exorcist nonetheless. That was until the mob called me, asked for my help, took me for dinner, showed me what might happen if I took up their offer. Duffel bags filled with thick rolls of bills, the smell of sex in back rooms, meetings and cocktails with the rich and famous. Show me what might happen if I refused. The taste of tarmac, the view from the 23rd floor balcony, the exact width of a razor blade. It was a no-brainer. And so, since then, I've worked with them when the cases require a specific approach, namely the supernatural. That was how I found myself in a car parked outside an abandoned abattoir at around about who knows what in the morning. It went like this. G slouches forward in his seat, rests his forehead against the dashboard, hums something to himself, tuneless, grating. And when do they expect anyone to come by, huh? His voice stinks of cigarettes, vocal cords flayed by years of drinking. Sitting outside this meat factory. Charlie interrupts from the back. Abattoir. Fine, sure, abattoir, whatever it is. We've been sitting outside it all night and haven't seen a soul. G sits back up, and he's so big the car shifts slightly. The suspension groans. The only light outside leaks from streetlights, limps through the metal fence. It's starting to rain. That sounds like fingers drumming on a table. The sound that hints at a rhythm, but never finds it. G lights another cigarette. The dim glow at the tip makes cracks in his face, finds and accentuates the scars, wrinkles, and folds. We sit in silence as he smokes. Occasionally, one of us makes a show of checking each of the mirrors, looking for whoever the heck it is we're meant to be looking for. I heard a rumor about this place. Charlie speaks up, disinterested. Oh yeah? Yeah, I know a guy who said there was something funny going on here. Said we're way in over our heads. When I told him that I was spending a night near the abattoir, he got all pale and stuff. Said God bless you and he downed his drink. When Charlie speaks, her lisp is evident, the price of missing her two front teeth. She tongues the gap in the mirror as she does when she's thinking. Some guy tried to mention it once, her teeth. Came up with some dumb nickname. Toothless, I can't remember. He didn't know that she won't get them replaced out of pride. As a sort of screw you, try me to anyone who thinks about mentioning them. What I do remember is the way his eyes widened as he hit the curb. The way his tongue tried to press against the wet stone as if it could lever his jaw off. The sound like shattered marbles when she brought her foot down. What did he say was that we were looking for a genius? She made eye contact with me in the mirror. I frown. We know something G doesn't. I don't know, Charlie. Just that it wasn't worth any money in the world, is what he said. That whatever it wasn't human. Charlie makes a show of laughing, slicks her short hair back. What, like an animal? G shakes his head. Nah, like a... He doesn't want to say it. Getting on 50 years old, put bullets between the eyes of dozens of men, stared death straight in the face and smiled, and the man can't say it. C interrupts. A ghost, G. A boogeyman? Something that goes bump in the night. He scowls embarrassed, but I see his hand subconsciously reach for his gun, feel the weight of it under his jacket. It's such a natural movement, and I've seen it so many times, and the musky dark of dive bars, with one hand on the wheel, with his hand wet with blood in a park west of Hamburg. As if to punctuate Charlie's suggestion, the wind howls, pressing itself through the abandoned building, the thin holes in the roof, the cracks in the walls, making the whole building groan. The sound of metal on metal, the choked gurgle of broken gutters. Charlie itches her neck, scratches the tip of the tattoo that crawls up her chest and towards her ear. I notice her pupils, the tension in her jaw, the way she's tapping her feet. She loves messing with people, and when she gets like this, she takes out all the pent-up energy on someone else. She wrinkles her nose and speaks while looking out the window. They call it the skinless, G. What we're guarding, make sure no one comes to warning. Found it somewhere in the rainforest, one of those old temples. Mayan or something. Jay said they found it all hunched in this pit in the building, mewling like a lost kitten. It says it took 2 crews to get it under control. She let the beginning of the story breathe, wait to see if G will bite. I mean, she's not exactly lying, but if you're not briefed on any of this stuff, it's hardly believable, especially to a good Catholic boy like G. 2? Yeah, 2. And where's your skin? Wore their skin, like a suit but all ill-fitting. Like you could see where the skin was all loose or too tight, and the eyes were hollow, like black, empty. They said it moved all funny, like it was enjoying it, savoring it, the feeling of having skin and all. The story makes my stomach turn. The idea of that thing getting some kick out of wearing skin, enjoying the wet, slick feel of it. The neat incisions it supposedly makes to keep the skin in tip-top condition. G won't believe it. We both know it. Confirming our suspicions, he grunts. Sure, urban legend. Charlie looks at me. Her jaw twitches. She's on something. There's a noise from somewhere in the abattoir. A tonal, mocking, a laugh. And then another laugh, and the sound of a door slamming open. All of us, even Charlie, reach for our guns. Suddenly short of breath, back stiff in panic. The spit dries in my mouth. The heck was that? I shake my head. I don't know. There it is again, almost snatched by the wind. A laugh that sounds half human, and then another noise, like something's moving about in there. Charlie's staring, wide-eyed again, speaks slowly. No way I'm checking that out. G looks to me. I bite my lip. He speaks, his thick accent blurring his consonants. Although on second thought, that's probably because of the scotch. I ain't scared of no ghost story. Reggie, I ain't scared one bit. But his face begs to differ. I'll check on it. If I'm longer than 10, you come in after. He takes his gun out, flicks the safety off, steels himself, exhales and closes his eyes. The suspension groans again as he gets out, his huge form slowly moving off into the night, holding his gun out in front of him. Charlie looks at me, eyes wide. One of us should go with him. I clear my throat. Be my guest. She sighs. Point made. We try and listen out to hear G, but all we can hear is the creak of the front door as it opens, and then nothing. Silence. Charlie keeps tapping her feet. The wind outside paws at the car doors, drags empty bags across the floor, throws thin spits of rain across the windshield. You high, Charlie? Tweaking? I remember the first time I found her Odine. Pale and splayed like a marionette in a dirty bathtub, dirt caked to the sides, her vomit pooling around her feet. Sure, who cares? How else am I gonna stay up? She wouldn't listen to me though. Not about this. You know Jay asked you not to. Told you not to. The heck do I care about Jay? She looked out the window now. I can see the way her posture changes, like she's embarrassed, like she knows this is a dirty habit, like she doesn't want to be seen like this despite it all but can't help it. You won't come across skinless, will he? Who, G? Yeah, Reggie, G, who else? Nah, they told us Skinless was all locked up. 20 padlocks or something. All locked up upstairs, transferred first thing in the morning. Right. We said, try not to count the minutes as they go past. They drag their feet, taking their sweet time. My phone buzzes. Charlie stares at the pocket, but I ignore it. You gonna get that? Nah. I know something Charlie doesn't. It's obviously occupying Charlie's mind. The Skinless. Grinds her teeth together, keeps smoothing her hair down. Amphetamine-fueled paranoia pulling the muscles on her face in all directions. They say it's all thin like, you can see its limbs pressing against the skin from underneath like freaking needles. Her voice cracks. I've known her for 15 years, seen her slit throats, defuse homemade explosives, even saw her hold up a bank in Hamburg. But I've never seen her like this. On the edge of something, one thought away from a breakdown. Almost childish, like she's a little girl again, chewing her nails, praying someone gets home to put food on the table. They say it needs more of your mouth to speak. It slits it either side, so your smile stretches from here. She touches one ear, to here, and touches the other. Puts her face in her hands, as if that'll somehow hold it together. It's all been wrong since Germany, Reggie. I know we messed up, I know it. But they keep giving us these jobs and G has no idea. No clue about what's really going on. And I've only got half an idea and... She takes a breath. No tears. That's what she's telling herself. No tears. I'm scared, Reg. Real scared. A noise from inside the abattoir. A scream cut short. A struggle. The sound of wood splintering. Of a body falling down. We both go pale. We gotta go in. My eyes are closed, trying to center myself, to fight the wave of terror. Charlie, one of us has to stay with the car. You heard Jay. One of us stays with the car at all times. G's in there, you heard that. That's not right. G's in there, Reggie. Do 15 years mean nothing? They do mean something, sure. It's complicated. One of us stays with the car, Charlie. We're already on thin ice as it is. You go. You open the door, shout his name. If there's no response, you get back here and we call Jay. Get back up. How does that sound? She's shocked. Stares at me as if I've gone mad. I go in on my own? I nod. She's stunned into silence, mute with disbelief. I had you down as a lot of things, Reggie. A coward was never one of them. She bends over, takes her sunglasses out of the bag at her feet, uses one of their metal arms to dip into a small bag, loads it with a small pile of powder. I look away, hear her sniff, hard. Put her fingers to her other nostril, reloads the arm of her sunglasses. Another small mountain of powder disappears up her nose. She leans back into the leather seat, wipes her nose with the back of her hand, eyes closed. For a brief moment, a smile plays across her face as whatever enters her bloodstream sends waves of chemicals to her brain. She surrenders to it and then it's gone. Her jaw shakes, eyes roll slightly. I'll just open the door, all right? To the abattoir. Just open it and shout his name, and I'll be back, okay? She opens the car door, takes out her pistol. You can be a real dick, Reggie, you know that. I don't say anything. Watch as she moves towards the abattoir side doors, crouched, pistol raised. She holds a flashlight in her mouth, and the beam shakes in the night, almost vibrating as she grinds her teeth against it. The wind picks up again, and then she's by the door, switches the flashlight into her free hand, and I can tell from her posture that she's counting down inside her head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kicks the door open. She's inside instantly. She disappears from view, and all I can see is the door swing in the wind, slamming itself helplessly against the wall. The wind dies down. I can hear her shout G's name. I can hear her shout again, louder. A sense of panic creeping into her voice. Again, one last time. and then her tone changes. What the heck? Gee, what the heck? The door slams shut. A sound like someone unzipping a purse. A slight scuffle, and then nothing. My phone buzzes again. I answer it this time, call the number saved. Both in. Done. The line crackles. The reception's poor. We appreciate that, Reggie. Really, we do. A small wave of guilt breaks over me. I rest my forehead against the leather of the steering wheel, run my tongue along the inside of my teeth. The voice continues. Money will be in your account in a minute. Talk soon. Talk soon, Jay. I check my bank balance, all as agreed. And as I leave, turning the key in the ignition and listening to the engine mumble to itself, I see something in the gap between a wall and the roof, partially lit. A face, all distended and stretched out, eyes black, empty. The face seems to shake slightly, and at first I think it might be the wind. But slowly I realize that it's something inside the skin, behind the face, and it's like it's doing a perverse little dance, like it can't contain its excitement at seeing me see it wearing skin. The thing trembles, and I'm aware as I watch it that the skin is only a membrane, that something's underneath and savoring this, moving its thin and pointed limbs in the skin suit, pretending desperately to be human. As I drive away, I can't get the image out of my mind. G's red, wet smile. And glancing at it from my rearview mirror, I swear it says something, forms its lips around a word I'm all too familiar with. I think, standing at the window, watching me drive off, it said my name. 2 syllables slowly, as if saving it for later.